Once you've completed all the tie rods and gable end screws, you can move on to the beams. There are a few different beam connection types which are determined by the engineer on a case-by-case basis. There are two typical beam connection types. We will either pre-cut beam pockets in the wall for you or supply an aluminium bracket connection. Please refer to your engineer's plans to determine which has been specified for your home. If you have a beam pocket, then installing the beam is as simple as lifting the beam up and dropping the beam into the pocket from above. Where the beam penetrates through a beam pocket, it reduces in size. This has two benefits. Firstly, it acts as a weather seal if the beam is to penetrate through an external wall, and secondly, it locks the beam in place and prevents the beam from moving. If an aluminium bracket has been specified, you need to first measure the position of this bracket and mark this on the wall. The aluminium bracket is to be fixed to the wall with anchor nails. It's very easy to fix the bracket to the wall profile by hammering the nails through the pre-drilled holes in the bracket. The size of the aluminium bracket and the number of anchor nails required is determined by the engineer. Please refer to the engineer's plans for further information. To keep a nice and tidy finish between the beam and the aluminium bracket connection, we have pre-slotted the beam to allow the aluminium bracket to be concealed inside the beam. Once the aluminium bracket is fixed to the wall, it's time to lift the beam into position. When you've lifted the beam into position, it will require propping while you fix the bracket to the beam. We suggest you pre-cut a prop support at the right height prior to lifting the beam in place and have this ready. With the beam safely propped in place, it's important to check the beam is level prior to fixing the beam to the bracket. You may also need to use a sash clamp to gently pull the gable wall into position. Once you are confident that the beam is level and at the right height, then you can screw in the self-drilling dowels. Again, the number of dowels required will be specified on the engineer's plans.